Good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of the Rookie Rumble 2023 edition. We have a match between NickHasAGame and Stags28. It is the Darknut division. I'm FurySK alongside Cobra. Cobra, I expect this to be a pretty good matchup. They are fairly comparable when we look at some of the numbers.
I have actually never seen Stags28 play. I have watched a fair share of NickHasAGame. And I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yep, Stags has been around a little bit longer than NickHasAGame. Stags, I believe, has been around for at least 3 years, but I believe at this point is a DWR randomizer player. So kind of going across to Zelda 1 randomizer to play some of it and kind of learning the ropes here again.
Oh, nice. I've actually only been in this community for about a month now. It is pretty fun, though.
So should be starting off here momentarily. I believe most runners are going to go looking for the Armos item and to see if the White Sword Cave is fairly easy to get to.
Yep.
So we should see the checks of the open caves nearby, and then both probably going to head up northeast. There are 3 Armos locations up there, as well as a lot of open caves.
So we are going to start a few screens north of the forest. And Stags finds the potion letter. Both players have found the potion letter.
Yep, so Stags now checking the first Armos location. As noted, this
and
one
it's
lost.
just the staircase.
As noted, the Lost Hills and the Forest are the 2 over here. In this case, it's just money.
Small secret of 20. That's the maximum the small secret can be. So that's pretty good. Interesting, NickHasAGame. He does not give the letter to the Malin.
Yep, that's likely to do with the fact that the text takes a little while, and the first one is not really the one you want to talk to, especially without money. As we find the red candle is under the Armos in the forest, and Stags does grab it before the death.
Did Stags pick up that candle? I didn't see it.
Yep, managed to get far enough into the Armos, and there is the red candle.
There's the red candle. Finds another secret, a large secret for 96. I guess that's about average. More money! 31 is our medium secret. And Nick goes back to start. Stags finds the any roads. Not gonna go in them though. Nick gonna go in the Armos cave. Gonna get some money. As we keep going north. There's our second large secret already.
Yep, at 96, it's pretty much normal. So I wouldn't be too worried if I were the runners on the money side. It's just a question of what they're going to spend the money on. There's a couple options to go with.
Yeah. And Stags is going to pick up the blue ring.
Yep, blue ring is definitely viable in this sort of money seed. You are going to get mugged a handful of times by door repairs, and those will run you somewhere on average of about 120 to 160 rupees usually. It's the most expensive candle, by the way, that Nick finds.
But Nick finds the blue candle, but little does he know the Armos item is the red candle. Stags goes into level 6.
Yep, that level 6 being at the Grave Armos with Red Candle. Might want to take a look inside.
NickHasAGame.
We'll be interested to see, Nick's going to save here, unfortunately. I was going to say, if the save doesn't happen, when Nick finds the red candle, will we just get the reset? And you can, in fact, reset your file names and start anew early on, so that might also be something that happens. We'll have to see.
The Stags cannot pick up that key. It is ladder blocked. Thankfully, there is another way up.
Yep. Digging 6 early is somewhat helpful. There are a lot of keys that will be on the floor. There are a lot of rooms in 6. So as long as the combat's not terrible, and if it's Korea it's not, then might as well dig for a little while, see if you can't get a freebie item. And if nothing else, come away with a couple keys and a pack of bombs in this case.
And the block does push. What's in the block? It is a heart container.
Yep, that'll be one of the 9.
There's 9. Oh, there are 8.
There are 8 dungeon hearts, and the one on the coast will make the 9th one.
Oh. Yet to see the coast item. Nick grabs the red candle.
Probably a little bit annoying that things turned out that way, but this is a pretty big money seed. And level 5's in the Eastern Forest as well.
Nick going to find level 5. There's some gels on the ground. Pretty easy to kill. Red candle really good to have in the early game.
Certainly, if we had blue candle in Stag's situation right now, we'd be forced into an up and A given this mode. But with the red candle and keys in the room, there's a pretty good chance you can get them all.
You do have a Wizrobe set dungeon. It's gonna be a little difficult. That block does push. It's a transport, and it is.
Yep, 5 through 8 are guaranteed at least one transport. More if they are segmented, so not surprising to see the first staircase you find be a transport.
Roma creeps at the grave. You already know that, but Nick does not.
Yep, useful information. Probably not in a hurry to get to level 6, given it's kind of a bigger dungeon. Probably more interested in a smaller one.
Stag's still looking for the floor item in level 6.
I'll be interested to see if we just jet out of here, as it's not that bad of a 6. At first glance, it looks about 27 rooms, so might clear for the floor item. Otherwise, maybe just looking for the Triforce, which appears to be pretty easy to get to.
And there's the Triforce.
Yep. Gonna walk into this room because we saw this key in here earlier. I think, yeah. I was gonna say, speaking of keys, the like has key number 3 for Nick, so might be up to a substantial amount of keys for that early one dig to steal them all. Unfortunately, got eaten by the like, and you cannot burn out of them, so we have to up it.
Can't get eaten. No. Yeah. Find some blue Gurias.
Now, unfortunately, it doesn't bomb. It's not really worth the time to combat that room. Might as well just bail out of there and see if we can't get to this. Nope, we're just going to bail entirely.
Stag is going to go to a different level, but he hasn't found any more levels.
Might also just be looking for swords so that we have an A-slot combat, as there will be enemies that Red Candle doesn't do much to.
Yep. Darknuts and Wizrobes especially. Not gonna buy anything from that shop, is Nick. Nice force bomb from Stags. Nick is getting pretty close to level 5, so...
Oh, here's a
Here's our
ton
hint
of.
shop.
Yep, so this will be interesting. Might opt to save since we're not that far from the screen and walk over here and see if we can't figure out what information's there, and then once we do, just reset out of it to basically scam the money. Stags, meanwhile, is trying to get to the open cave, most likely in Death Mountain. If the sword's up here, it's usually a pretty good advantage if you're up here in the first 10 minutes or so.
Yep. Stags is gonna find the other hint shop as Nick picks up the blue ring.
Again, I might have a small disagreement there. I think you do check the hint shop first, reset out, and get the blue ring, but this is a fairly big money seed, so there's still a good chance that we can get information out of there, and it is a situation where not every one of those hints would be helpful anyway, so we might not have gained anything.
Stag's going to go to the east side of the map. Gonna get hit with another 17 rupee door repair. Actually, isn't that bad.
Gambling game is an interesting thing to deal with. If you have one early and close to your start screen, and you need money, that's an easy way to kind of farm it up. Level 7, meanwhile, is at the heart container shop on the southern coast.
Nick misses the bomb hole and is gonna die. Back to start he goes.
Yeah, it's a normal take any one shop. With bombs, Nick can find that, but we're not going to be heading that way until we find the sword, probably, as there's no open caves down there.
I've not seen a take any yet. Speaking of take any's.
Now there should be one accessible. The rest could be buried behind either bomb holes or candle bushes, or potentially even some of the opal blocking spots.
Still, like, both players picked up the letter in like the first 30 seconds, and none of them have given them to the moblin yet.
Yeah, I think that'll change by like the 4th or 5th one they find, just to see what the prices are, but no sense when we don't, neither runner has the money to actually buy one at its cheapest form.
More money for Stags, that's a 20 rupee small secret.
Yep, that is the maximum of the 1 to 20 value range for that. Medium
Heart
being
container on the coast.
medium being 25 to 40, large being 50 to 150.
And white sword is found in vanilla level 5. Nick does not have enough hearts for it, though.
I'm probably hoping to find a take any one right here, so we can just turn around immediately and check. Because at 4 to 6 it can work.
Hopefully. And is gonna get hit with another door repair, sends back to 0 rupees.
Yeah, at this point, you're just hoping every cave you open for the next 3 is a door repair, so that you just go from 0 to 0 over and over again, as Stags will now find level 5.
And
Nick,
pointless community hint for Nick has a game.
to answer the question, chat, yeah, it's a Star Trek themed, specifically the Next Generation sprite set for Nick, so anything you see there is pretty much transferred over, with the exception of probably the bow and arrow that aren't quite the, well, that and the blue candle and red candle, I would say, are probably some of the ones you wouldn't see in that series.
We now know that Aquamentus awaits by a lake, so level 1 will be by a lake.
Yep, one can dream it's at vanilla 4.
Nick is going to find level 3. I didn't catch where it was. Gonna be another Gorilla. Let's have the blue ring, so he should be fine in killing these Gorillas.
Yep, this room will only be a drop, although it's just as likely to open the shutter from where he came. So we'll hope it's something useful.
And it's nothing.
Stags finds the floor heart, bring it to 5 in level 5, and we find a 6th heart in the staircase. So Stags now is eligible for the white sword, and it's not that difficult to find, so good chance we get it. As the book was on the floor, I believe, in level 3.
Was that the book or was that the map?
And we'll take a look once we get to the item screen.
Yeah. What's that on the floor? That's a compass.
Yep.
And Stags is going to find the Triforce in level 5, pick it up.
So good news, bad news for Stags is it was a very quick 5, but still 0 keys.
And Nick has to take it up back to start. More money for Stags, 31 rupees.
I have to believe both runners must have seen level 3. I'd be surprised if Stags didn't go in there earlier.
Stags was over there. I don't think he's seen level 3.
Nope. Be an interesting... Yeah, he didn't have a key. There we go. That makes sense. Yes, he definitely had the bombs for the screens because he was checking them all, but I remember now that first key door, you can banana key it with all those gorillas in it. That's the only way through, so that's plenty fair.
They're shot for Stags.
84 for that bait. Potentially useful, but something probably we're going to hold off on until a little bit later. Level 8's directly north of 1 at the river spot.
Yep. It's another gorilla dungeon.
And good news about 8 is it has 3 items. Bad news is if it's a monster, it's going to take you a while to find them all.
We are gonna get the map, and what does this shape look like to you?
I don't know. It's just ugly.
It just looks like a mess.
I mean, there's this game I played way back in like the 90s that had like the floating skulls that chased after you with like the smoke trail behind them, and this kind of looks similar to them with the 2 eyes, but that's about all I can think of.
This kind of looks like a wall master, actually. You see that?
Yeah, it's not that far off.
Not very far off, and Stag's gonna bail on level 8. No sword has been found yet.
Well, no sword that we can obtain, at least. Stags hasn't found the white sword either, so that's probably a good thing for Nick, because Nick does have that information, but has the other problem, not enough hearts to even persuade the old man that he's ready. Yeah, kind of displeased at level 7 being difficult to traverse early on. Nick's gonna leave.
Stag is gonna find level 9. He's stuck on 1 heart, though. Does have the blue ring, though.
If you find level 9 on 1 heart, I would probably just up A in the first room and take the 3 hearts of health, so that you don't get fired at by this lake Sora.
Yeah, interesting choice.
But it is a tournament race, essentially, so might be feeling a little pressure to keep going quickly. And level 1 is by a lake, and thus...
There is one, and it is definitely by a lake.
Yep, Candle Ray definitely qualifies.
We have more gorillas. Does that make 4 gorillas?
Yep, you can max out on 5 if that is in fact the case, which it is. This room, because it's in level 1, will spawn basically where Stags was just standing on the bottom right of the room. So because we know it can potentially drop a floor item, it's definitely worth the clear. It can also be the stair item, but in this case, just
It is a map.
We can confirm that 3 did not have the book because Nick also doesn't have the map of 6, so I think it was the yellow-colored one. The heart container on the floor is 1, though there's 1 item on the floor. Yeah, the key difference, I think, between the two is red is the color that we need for the book, and yellow is the one that's just for the map. Otherwise, I think they look pretty similar.
There is no book on Nick's side.
Yep, Huff Puff behind the scenes doing the tracking has already taken care of it. I think this is the transport that we saw earlier. Or was it the heart?
Stag's wasting that time trying to kill all those blue gorillas, even though it probably isn't going to drop anything much. I think that's a heart container for NickHasAGame.
Yep.
It's about 4 hearts. I'm going to go back to the White Sword Cave now. There's the ladder. Another floor item in 1.
Yep, so that's the 2 floor items taken care of. Now we're looking for a staircase. We're lucky to get a key in this room because it is fairly linear to the Triforce at this point. We get 2 in fact. Wow, this is fairly rare for level 1. This is really rare. I mean, level 1 has keys in it, so I guess it's not that rare, but the lack of key doors is very surprising.
And Dig Dog Freeze is in the forest, both of our runners know that.
2 rooms left to go. This is probably it.
This could definitely be it.
Gotta be a little bit careful. You gotta play diagonal and kind of go north-south with these guys so that they don't take you out with the boomerangs.
Yep. It's stuck on 1 heart, though.
It gets 2 shots against him, though, because of the blue ring, and we'll have a heart on the floor there to make sure he survives.
And the 3rd item in level 1 is a raft. Could be useful later.
It's a bunch of objects made out of logs.
What's the ladder made of?
It's some sort of wood, so...
Gotta be.
So yeah, no sword required in 1 to get everything we need. That's definitely a plus for Stags, and honestly, NickHasAGame as well. Once Nick finds it, we'll be able to do the same.
Yep. Stags picks up the Triforce out of 1.
Yep, I think Stags will probably just take the last spot at Candle Row and then probably check the raft spot all the way through checking most of the Vanilla Star area.
Probably. Because the wood swords basically has to be over on the west side of the map.
Yep, it can be Dead Woods, it can be Grave, and it can be Vanilla Star at this point, and that's pretty much it.
Have they checked Vanilla Star yet? If they did.
Nick potentially could have. Stags definitely is making the first trek that he's made over this direction.
Stags out of bombs, so unable to check that bomb spot over there. Vanilla Star is going to be a potion shop.
Yep, it's going to try to make our way to the burn spots here, and then probably going to head towards the grave.
Probably.
Did not burn the proper... There we go, that one will work. Nick finding levels in the grave in mass at this point. This was the bomb spot just south of the power bracelet push block spot. Unfortunately, not worth the bombs there. Gonna have to up A and try again with red candle.
But doesn't have a sword, so...
Yep, may just be...
one like.
Yep, might just be looking at these 2 spots, I think.
There he is up here. More money.
Yep, so we have the grave push block spot, and then it's a question of whether or not NickHasAGame will return, or if will go towards the Dead Woods, as at that point it's probably going to be there. It's like Stags makes it to the raft spot and back without the slam move effect. There's the Take Any one that's easily available in the overworld. So now we're at 5 hearts. I would be tempted to potentially go ahead and up a save and head towards the White Sword, but if it doesn't work at 5 and it's in fact 6, as we find the Wood Sword at the River Cave that's near start, I believe. Yep, so if it doesn't work out and you're stuck having to walk back this way, it feels kind of sad, so I definitely agree that this is probably the best play that Nick can make.
Nick coming up on the Wood Sword too. Only a couple screens away at this point.
Now, if he finds at this last burn bush up here that there's a Take Any one and gets the 6th heart, that might change thoughts. So very early on in this, 25 minutes in, I believe we have everything but level 2 across both runners discovered, because I think they've seen everything else.
Yeah, everything but level 2, yes.
Chad is noting that NickHasAGame does have more extensive overworld coverage at this point. There's the 6th Take Any one.
That might. And he is going to save here and probably go back and get that White Sword now.
Yep. The only thought that could have been made there is maybe you go to the southwest dead-end corner just to make sure there's nothing there before going back this. Yeah, but I definitely understand the thought of, hey, this is going to be super enhanced combat in comparison to the Wood Sword. It's basically cutting my time in half. So why not just go ahead and take care of this and hope that doesn't cost you too much if level 2 had been down there.
Are we going to pick up the White Sword? Stags finds another heart container, brings him up to 8.
Yep, Stags has the advantage in dungeon item knowledge at this point. So Nick has the overworld, Stags has the dungeon setup.
Yep.
Stags did also finally give the letter a shot. Arrows are pretty expensive, and we're running short on the amount of overworld money left, so gotta hope the silvers are not in a unfortunate spot such as behind a Goma.
Hopefully. I think I've only actually had Goma blocked silvers happen one time. As Nick goes back into level 3. I think we've seen any of the items from level 3 yet, though.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen either the floor or the staircase item at this point. Nick has some knowledge of what's in here already. Unfortunately, this path is going to lead to 2 keys being burned, and we're going to go down to 0 unless this room has a key.
Is that a bait block? Like the pizza thing?
That's that? The any key. Nice.
Any key. Any key is found in level 3. Did you bring my pizza at bait block?
In a normal sprite set, the sprite has to be turned to the left or right for it to be a bait block. But that being said, NickHasAGame has altered it into a custom sprite set, so I can't confirm that that's the case. Well, Stags is well on the way to the potential for a mags check at 9 hearts, just 1 shy of the minimum.
How many take-ins do we have over there? Is that 2 or 3?
I believe that's 3 take-ins, and then we definitely saw a couple of dungeon hearts as well.
And then the coast item is a heart as well.
Yep, that would give the guaranteed 10. This will either be the transport over to the other segment, or it'll be a heart container as the item in 3.
Another heart. Brings NickHasAGame up to 7. As Stags finds level 4.
Also worth noting that the old man, thanks to Lorgon here, is the sprite there, and usually it's your enemy. So it'd be like a Stalfos or a Moblin or something like that normally. So in this case, that is not the bait block.
And Nick is down in 3, so I don't know what he's gonna do next.
Given the 8 bombs, the options I think are probably 4, which is nearby in the grave, or to just do Western Death Mountain and hope to locate level 2, as we're down to about that. Stags has either found the map or the book. I didn't see exactly what he picked up.
No, that was the map. That was the map.
I didn't see what he was doing in the room, but I suddenly saw something pop up on the right side of my screen up in the corner of my eye. There's the heart on the floor.
There's a heart on the floor.
Yep, Nick also hasn't found one. That is correct. Nick has not gone to Candle Row with the candle in hand yet.
And there's a bunch of blue wizrobes. As Nick finds a take any, gets him up to 8 hearts.
Yep, that should be the last take any one on the overworld, I think, across both runners. Stags has not gotten to that one. Nick has missed out on, I don't think any of the other ones. I think Nick's difference in heart is strictly level 5.
This could be the item in level 4. As Nick finds level 2, so all our levels have been located.
Yeah, this will in fact be the item in 4, as there are no transports in here if it's not segmented, so we have
a power bracelet. As 2 looks to be Goma blocked.
Well, that's
entirety of 2.
It's both good news and bad news. Good news is we know the boat can't be in there, so we can look elsewhere for it. Bad news is we've got a lot of item information across both runners on the early dungeons, so we may be running off to a fun time in, say, 6, 7, or 8.
And there's a bunch of wizrobes, and Stags is going to leave level 4.
I think this is a reasonable play. We have both items out of here. You can just come back when you have a little bit more combat to get your Triforce.
Stags is going to go check the power bracelet spot up there. Unfortunately for him, we know that none of the dungeons are power bracelet blocked today.
Yeah, best case scenario at this point underneath one of those for Stags, as far as we know, would probably be a medium secret, as I think we found most of our large secrets already.
As Nick picks up a potion.
Yep. Blue's pricing isn't great, red's is pretty decent, so
yep.
Grab the red and continue on.
I've seen the blue potion cost more than the red before. Did Stags have enough money for the bombs in that shop?
Nope, they are 30 rupees.
30? I missed the price.
Yep, Stags will, however, be upgrading the sword, so it's a consolation prize for going this way.
There we go. As Nick is getting close to level 1 and the whip sword, even though he doesn't need any of them. As Stags picks up the white sword. We're yet to see the magical sword cave.
Yep, Lorgan pointing out that it's about a 7-minute difference to the white sword. given the progress made on both sides, I think honestly we're still in a pretty even race.
Yeah.
Stag still has more overall coverage to take care of, whereas Nick, I think, will only have Candle Row and maybe a couple spots near start to bomb, since I think he died on that one screen to check, and then that's it.
Which one of them found level 2?
Level 2 is in Western Death Mountain, and it was Nick. It was Goma blocked.
Yeah, I knew it was Goma blocked. I just didn't know who was it.
For my purposes, I call it B1, but it's basically the one spot south of Second Quest 9.
And there's a large secret for Stags and vanilla letter stuff.
Yep, thankfully it doesn't have to go buy bombs at this point, given that we got some fantastic drops from globals.
Not seen any of the bomb upgrades yet, as Nick wanders into level 8.
I think Stags...
I did see a bunch of ropes in here though, so this should be an easy enough enemy set.
Yeah, I want to say this was a pretty easy dungeon to get through. But we were blocked by keys and just lack of sword at that point, as bait is purchased for 57 rupees.
As Nick does have the any key now. This could be something.
Yeah, this is the maze room that's normally in 4 that drops. It won't drop in 8, but it can be a staircase.
And there's not anything.
The bait is a bit of an interesting call, as it's only probably likely to be important in maybe somewhere between 5 and 10% of your seeds. Sometimes doesn't even block the only way to something. It looks like the normal way the game wants you to go in this room in level 8 is through a transport or a longer way around, but the runners can, if they so choose, block clip around it.
Yep.
If you are on the right side, you have to block clip into the tile just north and east of that middle block. Otherwise, if you're on the other side, you have to downwards or reverse clip into the block southwest of the middle block.
Nick now going to go the other way.
Also worth noting that that is never required. It's just a way to get around easier and can save you time.
So we do have a rupee boss.
Yeah, this is yep. Power bracelet block mag. There you go.
I believe Stags tried to pick up mags but couldn't. Yeah, I know where the magical sword is.
This looks to be a roughly 37 or 38 room level 8, so it's not going to be that fun to get through. Also, no ladder for NickHasAGame yet, as we've not gotten to Candle Row still, so that's an obstacle that might have to force us out of here.
Not bomb to the right.
I'm a little suspect of that being an old man, based on not being able to get in from any side but the room with the double moat.
Yep. This looks like it's going to be a transport staircase, though, for NickHasAGame. And it's nothing.
Yep, and that's the room he tried to bomb into earlier, or bomb down from. That's the turnstile room.
So it is probably going to be the one room that he missed.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nick is bombing the rooms he's bombed from the other side already. So we know that they don't work. I'm going to have to go through this room again. I don't remember, was it a moat blocking the way up there, or what was going on up there?
It was that turnstile room.
Yeah, I'm talking about north in this next room. What's up here again? I forget.
I think it was just a bomb block. I don't know why I didn't bomb up there. Maybe it didn't bomb.
Yep, we have the map of 7 now. That's a really wild single block out there by itself. Alright, we just didn't think about it because we were thinking push, and I don't think we have the map at this point. And we are ladder block now, for sure.
And Nick does not have the ladder.
I think that'll be short-lived, but probably a little frustrating in a moment.
He looks like after this he's gonna go to Camel Row and find level 1. More money for NickHasAGame.
They finally have a crack at one of the transport staircases or the item staircase in 7. Instead, it's just nothing.
This could be something though.
Yep.
Those bunnies gonna be extremely obnoxious.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate fighting bunnies without the bow and arrow.
I gotta think NickHasAGame's not gonna feel great finding level 1 at this spot. I mean, it's great in the sense that it's not blocked by an item, but it's also one of those spots where you're like, well, this is just something my opponent could have done pretty early.
Yeah. After he finds the ladder, he might be panicking because knows that Stags most likely did find the ladder well before him. And Stags is gonna die to a blue darknet. Back to start he goes.
Yeah, it's a dead-end spot, and that will hook around in 7, and the odds of that being the floor item are pretty low, so no sense in going straight back. Well, despite not having any key, it looks like Stags should be okay for a little while.
6 keys, more than enough. Hopefully. Is gonna find a Patra though.
Yep, if you get the Patra in this room, you do not fight it from this outside. You just wait for it to stop expanding and you run towards the middle. Otherwise, you just get hammered by the Patros. The potion here is fine.
A potion. And I believe Nick has picked up the ladder according to our tracker.
Yep, should just be a raft away from completion at this point, as I think the heart was also pretty early in the dungeon.
Yep, he did find the heart already.
Alright, what we got for a staircase? Nothing or something?
It is something. It's a recorder.
Alright, so this helps a little bit. As we complete dungeons, we will get overworld access, and we have not seen a Dig Dogger block just yet, but there is that possibility.
I don't think I've seen a single Dig Dogger yet.
Thankfully for Nick, at 0 bombs, none of these last couple rooms are actually bomb walls. We had the one bomb we needed.
Nick is going to find the raft. Stags in a room with a bunch of bunnies. Bunnies are my least favorite enemies in the game.
As far as normal enemies go, they're pretty rude.
Yeah. They take a bajillion hits to kill. They do a bajillion hearts of damage.
As far as bosses go, you'll never convince me that Gleeok isn't the worst. Speaking of the worst...
I'm sure Gleeok's the worst, actually.
Speaking of the worst, we did find the worst variant of the boomerangs as the 4-item 7.
Did we find the yellow banana in 7?
Yep, it was on the floor of that diamond staircase full of Pole's voice.
So, Stags is Triforcing out of this dungeon. And run into his own fire a couple times.
It's just trying to make sure that this isn't the Triforce in the corner.
And it isn't.
Also really does not want to burn the key, but might just have to, given nothing's going to open up.
Do have the compass.
Oh, it's the blue dark.
And it is going to be that room with the blue darkness that killed him last time.
Yep, there he goes. Like, peace out, huh? Come back later.
Yep. Those blue darkness.
The other option would be to visit a fairy fountain and then just head straight back there with a white sword. I would think blue ring, white sword, and 11 hearts is probably enough to go ahead and handle it for Stags.
Should be able to.
If I remember correctly, it's simply on the south coast, so it's not that far. We're going to buy some hints now.
We are going to buy hints. And the first two are duds. And the third one... 3 has the any key, and he already has the any key.
Yep. So, thinking aloud at this point, I would say hints lose their value to you as a runner the longer you go without buying them. So, it's again something I probably would have considered pre-blue ring on a reset, and maybe that's something to kind of think about going into future races, as that would probably have helped before we had even found the any key. It might have made one think, hey, I'll go to 3 and get something that makes progression easier. Stags is going to potentially see what's in this room down here. It can be a staircase room. It doesn't have to be an old man in this room to the left.
I'm calling it's gonna be an old man. And it's not an old man. One has the ladder. Stags is going to pick up the Triforce in level 8.
Yep. That was the other thing I was going to mention, is it likes to do that to rooms that have a drop as well. The hints of this seed are absolute garbage.
I don't think we have a single useful hint. Stags goes into level 3.
We'll be mildly because we're going to be mildly depressed with the any keys here, but we'll have to spend a key or two to get to it, so perhaps by that point not so sad. This is the reason why you couldn't Canana key this earlier. It is a push block to open the shutter as well.
Can't get there fast enough.
I believe you can get there with a bomb of this wall, but it's a little bit tricky.
You need like rupee speed turned on, and you have to have like maximum rupees.
Yeah, I've done it, it's just not fun.
You bring my pizza is not a big block, you are correct.
Yeah, specifically, I will give credit to Lord on that one. It's not a big block. He was the one that said it was a NPC and not an enemy. There's the Nikki though.
I believe the other item in here was a heart.
Which could be helpful for Stags. That would give him combat upgrade.
Good. And that is the transport over to the other side.
Yeah, I believe the staircase is to north-ish of the Triforce room.
I think so.
Nope, it's just one.
And is gonna get that heart container. Is he gonna skip the heart container?
Looks like we're giving up on
Mag.
Mag. We're giving up on Mags, which, you know, I mean, I get it. I get it, but we are 2 screens away from level 7 for the for magical sword pickup. It's just 2 screens to the left, so I think it's probably not the right choice, but it's not a game-defining choice by any stretch.
As Nick is still stuck on 9 hearts.
Yeah, his opponent's not going to get to 12 hearts in the next 5 or 10 minutes, so it might be a combat advantage that your opponent gets later for your decision to skip it, or it might never happen.
Might never happen yet.
I think the play to skip hearts is probably more red ring with 6 or 7 hearts and your go mode achieved. I think that would be a much more logical play to make.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with the light sword.
He's going to die on the way into the doorway. He goes back to start. I don't think we've seen any items in 5.
They're both hearts, and I want to say it's a super room that's in the north through a transport to get to. Though I will wait for chat to correct me again.
I think I've ever seen 2 heart containers in the same room.
A super room is more likely to occur in 1, but 1 and 8 both, because they can have this corner dropper that we see this key in. Stags has to clear the tile now. If you bork the clip the first time and you don't clear the tile, it will never let you in.
There's the Triforce.
Yeah, I want to say that the staircase is this room and the heart's on the floor in the middle when you clear all this stuff.
Yeah, there's the first heart.
And we have to clear all the gels to get back to the Triforce anyway, so, I mean, we're going to find it instantly.
We're only going to get up to 11 hearts.
Might have an item for Stags in the meantime. Nope, I lied.
And it's nothing. There's the other hearts. And Nick is done in level 5, so he's going to go pick up that Triforce.
Yep. Okay, round 2 for Stags. This is another transport or item staircase. At this point, the odds are actually item, which is a rare sight, but it's going to happen.
Could be the item, and it's a book.
Alright, we're taking that. The only thing it does that's detrimental sometimes is adds fire to your wand, but the map of 9 is really big.
Yet.
Yep, we don't have the wand, so we don't have to worry about that yet, and we don't have a map of 9, so that makes that pickup super easy. Alright, and Stags is going to see the other side of the turnstile room. Probably we'll try and bomb down and then give up on this room and turn around to the transport. Or just walk up from where the transport was they skipped earlier. One or the other.
I think he did try to bomb down earlier, though. Or was that NickHasAGame?
Nick bombed that bomb wall from both sides. I don't know. There's possibilities at Stags that I didn't actually see them go into the room below. There's the heart on the floor at 4. So take back everything I said about 5 to 10 minutes being the difference in magical sword potential pickup. We still don't know if it's 12, 13, or 14.
Oh. I think the mags were PB blocked, though. And the PB is in this dungeon. There's the map.
I want to say it was really early because I think if we go much further up, we are ladder blocked by the Chevy that was there.
And there is another Patra.
Maybe fighting this room. I think it's probably a bail, but maybe it's worth it.
I don't think there is anything in this room, though.
Well, a refund. Could have been a lot worse.
That block does not push for Stags. And Nick hits up his PB.
Oh no, it was just combat block, that's right.
Yeah, Stags did not want to go through this room full of whiz ropes.
Blue ring at this point, I think I would have saved the last bomb, but it doesn't much matter unless we're bomb blocked at any point.
There's some money. All that whiz rope fighting for just a nickel. And Nick down to half heart, and the statue in the middle of the room. Gonna do him in, back to start.
And we have a Dig Dogger deep into level 8. This could be blocking something. We leave level 4 behind, which is a little bit interesting, is that Wizrobe room. Well, the reason why it's going to be rough is that Wizrobe room would not have respawned because there was a bubble in there.
But now it is, right?
Yep, once you leave the dungeon or pick up the Triforce, which forces you out, that room respawns.
I would just stayed in there and gone further into that dungeon.
I don't know if we ever saw the other side to the transport, so this is either the other side to said transport, or this is the room that we were looking for the item. He was a little bit too hasty on the second bomb drop with that Dig Dogger, or Dig Dogger, the Doggo. Bow is the second item.
And it is the bow.
Alright, so, big play to dig this deep into level 8. At this point, we're down to only a handful of rooms that could have the floor drop at 8.
I have seen bow and silvers be in the same dungeon before.
Yep, Stags is going to have to clear this room because it can drop the item in the northeast corner of the room.
Yeah. Also, there's a bunch of Dodongos, so it's easy to build them for bombs.
Alright, this is the easiest one to get, as you just have to bomb a little bit deeper than that. There you go.
There's a compass.
And now we can go to the left, which is what we were prohibited from doing earlier.
Did we find the Triforce out of 8?
It's in that one room that NickHasAGame couldn't get to that we thought was the old man.
Oh, right. We lurked at the grave. Both players have found level 4.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, old man. Stags was hoping that would say Dodongo dwells on Death Mountain or something, probably.
Has Stags found level 2?
That's a no.
Nope. Another key.
Maybe
A.
Yeah, I think opting to leave instead of killing the Patra there. Don't know if it's the choice I would make, but there's a reasonable chance that silvers are not the item on the floor there.
Yeah. There's a 12th arc for Stags. Might go back to Magical Sword down. The other heart. He is the only person that did find it.
I don't think that's going to be the play. I think the play is going to go to Death Mountain.
Yeah. He needs to still find level 2.
If he clears past the level 2 entrance or takes the other way around, I think he finds the last Take Any one. There is the magical boomerang in the Patra room, so the skip will not hurt Stags.
Nope.
I believe that's supposed to be the Klingon war weapon for those wondering what the sprite was changed to, but cannot confirm. Nick's going to get pretty good fortune on finding the staircase item bow.
This is a pretty slow seed so far. As Nick picks up the bow, and Stags finds level 2.
Yep.
And is gonna find that it is Goma blocked. But did he pick up the wooden arrow?
He did not pick up the wooden arrow, so he is exiting. I want to say the arrow shop is the rare shop.
Hopefully he marked it.
At this point, if I'm Stags, I'm going to look to see where I've marked it if I've seen it. And I'm also just going to go ahead and make the mags check at 13. If it's 14, he's going to be really sad at the skip he made. But I don't think he can go back and go grab that at this point. Will the game punish him?
And we are able to pick up Magical Sword, 13 hearts.
So the game feels nice and generous. At this point, with a potion and Magical Sword and blue ring, you absolutely can do that blue Dark Knight room.
Definitely. Back into level 7 to go do the blue Dark Knight room. Found both items on 7, correct?
Yep, it's the boomerang on the floor in the diamond staircase room, and it's the flute is the staircase item. I think it's somewhere else though. Want to say it's up and to the left of where Stags is currently.
He's making his way down to the blue Dark Knight room.
Yep, it's only 6, and they die in 2 swings now, so you just want to go ahead and fight them in a hurry, because you're more than capable of killing them off.
Oh. Okay, phew. Stags gets the Triforce out of level 7. I'd say Stags is probably in the lead right now.
It depends on whether or not Stags knows where the arrow shop is. That is a major factor at this point.
Definitely. Because 2 could easily have the silvers in it.
Yeah, I think we're down to level 2, level 6, and level 8 having items outstanding. Alright, 2, 6, 9, excuse me. We just found
Yeah, 2, 6, and 9.
We got the magical boomerang on the floor recently found.
I think I saw multiple arrow shops, though.
Yeah, I'm not checking to see what Stags is tracking, but I'm just thinking that that could be a critical point in this seed if we don't know where the wood arrows are at. Meanwhile, NickHasAGame looking like he's going to last location the second item in this dungeon, staircase-wise, as it's over to the left in the E column, beyond that turnstile room.
Yep. So, Nick taking his sweet time in 8.
To be fair, Stags also basically full cleared 8. Never found the 4 item because didn't want to clear the Patra, but had only 2 rooms left otherwise.
Was also the boomerang, so. Thing is, if silvers are in level 9, you can see Stags try to go back to 8 for that missing item.
I'm not sure what Stags is. Maybe going to 4 first?
What's in 4? Right, the Triforce behind the blue whiz robes.
Yep. It's a Triforce we need and Sadness blocking the way.
Sadness is blocking the way. And the whiz robes did respawn. He's gonna get shot by an orange one's beams right there.
Now, this is the first time that Stags gets to clear it. It was NickHasAGame that said nope to it before. Nick's not going to say nope to a book that tells us
there is the book. Room had a bunch of fires in it. Yeah, a bunch. Like 3. Who's going to kill this Gliak, it looks like. Or, measly nickel. Thanks, old man. We know that.
Yeah, the hint that would be fun to find now is fire the arrow to find the silver arrows.
Is that an actual valid hint?
It is possible to get, yep.
Another Wizrobe room. Hopefully the Triforce isn't there.
All things considered, that's probably one of the easiest rooms you can fight for Wizrobes with the ladder in hand. Because the blue Wizrobes get super confused. This would be a fun room for a Triforce.
That would definitely be a fun room for the Triforce. Fortunately, we are going to have to kill more Wizrobes.
Yeah, I think potioning here is fine. You're not wanting to go through all those rooms again to get back up here. And money is currently not a major player for Stags. At 185, we have enough for wood arrows, and we have room for another potion. We skipped the room with the Triforce, though. It was not the Goma.
Definitely not the Goma.
I think we have to clear the Chevy room, but it's not going to be too difficult. Nope, it's not a shutter, never mind.
see what we're gonna have to do to get our Triforce.
Well, I mean, not really anything. It's just standing, so we'll get lucky.
Just walk in there. Try not to get hit by the Lewis ropes.
Alright, we'll be down to just the Triforce in 6 and Triforce in 2 now for Stags. We're starting to develop a little bit of a lead at this point, just because of the item knowledge. The only thing that's going to slow Stags down is if he checks low 8's floor drops for the potential for silvers and finds it's the magic boomerang.
Did find the other boomerang though. We did find both bananas. What have we not found yet? The red ring, the wand, and the silvers.
Yep, those items are outstanding. We also probably have at least one more heart container on the board.
Well, there was definitely that one that Stag skipped, so I think we have 2 more heart containers in play. And there's the arrow shop. He's probably gonna get those and go back to level 2.
Yep, he's got the flute out, so probably fluting to 4. And then we'll see if Stag stops in 6 to get the Triforce there and look for items, or if he goes to 2 first, looking for silvers, and then goes to 6.
I'd say best play here is to go to 2.
Yeah, I like to play to 2 first because it's smaller. You can get through it quicker, and if it has the silvers, if it has the silvers, then you can go 3 or 4 rooms into level 6 where you already know where the Triforce is at. Grab the Triforce and just run. As I say that, he turns around and we're going to 6.
We are going to 6.
The other thought process here is that if you go to 6 now and grab the Triforce, you just flute back. If it's not a silvers 2.
Do we have any items in 6 yet?
I don't believe we've seen an item in 6. If we did, maybe it's a heart. I'm not seeing the staircase heart. Nick just died, I believe, in the Blue Dark Knight Triforce room. So, probably a little bit sad that that had to happen. That was not the way to the Triforce. That's,
It is not the way to the Triforce.
Yeah, killed the Goma hoping it was, and got unlucky.
There is a staircase.
If we're running past this, then it was definitely not the answer.
Step over the water to reach the bow. We know where that is.
We know where that is, and I believe that's both true and false in that case. I think the transport does get you around it. It's the one hint that can kind of be deceptive in a true hint seed.
Are there flags where the hints can be lies?
Yep, deceptive hints is a flag. I gotta be honest, I think Stags just has to take the Triforce and go and come back when 2 is not the answer, if it's not the answer. That's what Stags has finally decided. This NickHasAGame is level 2, so we'll probably get the answer from that screen first. The lead looks insurmountable, but in reality it's not. The Triforce in 6 is not that deep in the dungeon. Triforce in 4 is deep into the dungeon, but we've cleared about half the rooms out of it already. The Triforce in 7, we died in the Triforce room. We don't know that's there on NickHasAGame side yet.
Nick is the one that goes into level 2 first.
Yeah, NickHasAGame is probably going to need silvers to not be in here.
If they're not in here, Stags could be fooled and go back to level 8.
I think it's unlikely. I think Stags will probably live and die by level 9, just because doesn't want to have to go through and see which rooms you did or didn't clear.
That one Pactra room, though, right?
Yeah, we know that that's the room, but how many rooms does Stags think he has to re-clear to find the room that has it? That's the question there.
Thought it was like 2 or 3.
I'm not sure how many rooms he walked through or how many he's actually marked on his own.
What is that?
That's a compass.
Oh.
I think specifically it's a tricorder, but same thing. That's a wand.
That's definitely a wand. So, wand is in 2.
That's actually almost as good as a heart.
And
There's the
another heart.
So yes, this is actually double good items for Nick.
I don't think Nick did find the magical sword yet, though. As Nick picks up the Triforce. Stags is just gonna go level 9 after this.
Yep, so the way that NickHasAGame wins this race is silvers are the floor drop in 6.
Yes.
Or Stags has major issues in level 9, because we know it's unlikely to be Gorilla set at this point.
We have 4 Gorilla dungeons.
Yep, it can have one more Gorilla dungeon that can go 5-2-2 as the setup. There has to be 2 of each. We've seen, I believe, at least 1 Dark Nut. And I think we've seen 2 Wizrobe sets, so...
Probably is a Dark Nut.
I want to say it's almost certain to be a Dark Nut.
Stags. And Nick going back into 6. Could be where the silvers are.
I think Nick's strategy from what we're witnessing here is to try and go directly to the Triforce. And if that happens, then it has to come down to Stag's execution not going so well.
Basically. Since Nick is right there, is going to find the sad news that he cannot bump up to that Triforce.
Stag's having a little bit of adventure with the flute. 1 was the quickest way to 9, but 3 is not super far away, so I think the walk is just going to happen now. Where are we going? Potion shop? Yeah. Okay, that makes complete sense.
And Nick is going to go around the Triforce.
The question is, when we dead end, will Nick turn around and grab the Triforce, or will we stay there? And wow, the 9 has been absolutely demolished. It's so small.
Yep. There's a Pactra. More bombs. And we were right, it is a Dark Nut set dungeon. Level 9. Did Nick kill those keys?
Don't know. I didn't see.
Has Stag's been over here? He has, right? Yeah.
Stags has not been this far into level 6, to my knowledge.
Well, Stags did that room. As Stags finds a transport, and it's just a transport. And Nick finds the Florium in 6. It's the heart container. So the silvers are basically a 9 now. I think 9 is the only spot for them, actually.
I am fairly certain we have a vanilla 9 item set up at this point, yeah.
Yep. Red ring and silvers are the only things left. Is this game even randomized?
Yeah, so this is, barring Stags finding the red ring first and bailing, which I think is kind of unlikely, it's going to require a lot of combat issues for Stags to kind of give Nick a chance to get back into this. Never say never.
Nick still needs to try forces out of level 4 and 7.
Yeah, 4 is right here. It shouldn't take too terribly long. Maybe 3 minutes to get through it. 7, I think the compass was north and west of the room with the boomerang on the floor to tell you to turn around.
Yep. Yeah, that room with the whiz rubs.
Oh, here's
Who's
something
gonna find the
helpful.
compass? Stags. Gonna up an A.
Yeah, pretty much dead end city over there in that corner, so I'm gonna turn around and try and find a way to find some more staircases.
They have to be a 9 at this point. So if Nick can get these 2 Triforces quickly, he's definitely back in it.
Yeah, I've been a part of a race where a 20-minute advantage has been lost to my benefit. I've been a part of a race where a 25-minute 9 to my detriment has happened. So there's definitely cases where you can make up 15 to 20 minutes. I will say I don't think that with our current item setup that 15 to 20 minutes is this likely. Probably needs to be closer to 10. Because again, Stags has blue rings, Stags has magical sword, and most of those races where one of the runners that was in 9 first had green tunic and wood sword still.
How far would you say Nick is behind?
Right at 10 minutes, depending on how 7 goes. It could be as low as 5 or 6, could be as high as 15.
And Old Man is blocking the north end of that E column.
Yeah, so we've got to find a way around. There's been a couple staircases we've gone by and not checked. I think there's also one bomb wall left that we haven't checked.
As Nick finds the Triforce in 4, just needs 7.
Yeah, we're about 4 minutes behind so far into level 9 to my recollection. So we gotta see if NickHasAGame had the compass. I don't think he did. No.
He did not.
So you'd have to meta that blue dark nut room to be the Triforce room in order to get there in a hurry.
That blue darknet room.
Yeah, Stags has to go to the
be
east.
the last place I'd check for a Triforce, to be honest.
I want to say the compass is in a Triforce. Ooh, hey, there's a shoot
room.
And that was an Aquamenus roaring at him, so we don't get that roar yet. I want to say it's a Triforce room, and it's north. It's in like the second L column, like 3rd room from the top-ish, maybe 2nd room, somewhere in that ballpark.
Did we go in the staircase yet? Just a transport.
I don't recall. We're gonna find out though.
Oh, we did. We did.
Yeah, we tried to bomb up in that room. I'm not sure if we tried to bomb up in the room to the right. But this might be
Nick
the only...
soft locked? Nick soft locked in that 8 block room.
Always fun. Okay, we have to be able to bomb south here, I think. Stags is not going to do that yet. You should be able to bomb into the vertical shoot room. One bomb upgrade is almost certainly level 7, given the old men that we've seen throughout the dungeons at this point. My guess is we probably haven't seen all 3 old men in level 5.
There are 3 old men in level 5.
Correct.
That's a lot of old men in a dungeon. I don't know if we've been in this one yet.
I believe this was the one that took us east of Zelda's room. I could be wrong. Nope. I'm wrong.
It's a new one. This could be the silvers. Definitely could be something. As Nick finds the recorder, and Stags find the silvers.
Alright, now it's looking pretty rough.
I don't know if Nick is going to be able to make up now.
So Nick
Stags knows where Zelda is.
Nick has to go north, north, and then west, I think, to find the compass.
Not found the pig yet.
By default, again, basically has to be 2 rooms to the east or south.
Basically.
Alright, so we gotta clear through this room. I think, again, would then be 1 room to the north at this point.
Gotta be.
Maybe not. I didn't hear the glitch roar. There's a little sound that happens. We've been down there, Stags.
Stags, we've been down there.
Be interested to see where this one goes.
Where that one goes. Oh, it just goes back to that factory room. So all that entire section of like the...
Yeah, so he's been able to hear the roar from some vantage point. It's probably to the right. I really think he has to just go through that key door. Alright, Nick, meanwhile, is 1 room away from the compass. Oh, we got the roar now. So, south.
Probably. And can't bomb that.
Looking to get some extra bombs. Might give up on it now, though. Thanks.
Thanks. Got that compass already. You know Gin is down there and it's not letting us bomb.
Down
to 1 bomb.
They gotta kill these darkness. That was not the bomb, because this is the staircase that you were in before. But this and the room before have bomb-dropping enemies, so... And I have to go back and try the red dark nuts.
I think there's guaranteed 1 bomb chance in here. There it is.
Alright, so, are we magic again, or can we bomb down here? Fantastic.
Magic staircase. Great.
Yeah, Nick's gonna get to try here in a moment and head to 9. It's still at least a 10-minute disadvantage into 9. Now, if Stags is going to skip,
Priceless.
if Stags is going to skip that room, it's going to be potentially bad news because that could have been the staircase he needed. However, I think there's still a way to go potentially down and around.
Hey,
If we go all the way to the second L column and try and bomb down, I think there's a chance that works. Oh, we have a key door here, yes. This could definitely work still.
yes, it's good. Oh,
So I need to bomb left here.
on left. And doesn't bomb. Just the magical staircase game, probably. As Nick enters level 9 at 129.09.
I'm not quite sure it is. I think we still could have bombed down one more time.
Stags on 1 heart. If you're ever in here.
You certainly potion, and then use your silvers to clear these guys out and mags to kill the dark nuts.
Yep. Definitely good again.
Alright, so we definitely are magic staircase blocks. I had my rows off there, so still a good
It
chance.
is the magic staircase.
Still a good chance this could be it. It could be the maze room that Stag skipped. That would be the worst case for him, because I think that would cause him a lot of issues to get back to. Is this going to be the red ring to troll?
Nope. This could be the magic staircase to get in. And it is.
Yeah, good news is we can,
right there.
Yeah, the good news is we can take that straight back to get to Zelda 2.
Yep. Here's Ganon.
Double moat room is probably the third worst room.
I need one more hit. That magical sword. And there it is. There's the bacon. Only 2 rooms away from Zelda now.
Yep, just gotta not get bodied by Patra and we're good.
That would really suck. And there's Zelda.
Alright, so officially a 1:31:41 time for Stags28.
Jeez.
And seeing the news at this point, it looks like Nick may also have just thrown in the towel as well. And we're joined by race winner, Stags28. GG's.
Thank you. That was pretty wild.
That seat was certainly something.
You know, I saw arrows early, and I mismarked my tracker, so I didn't know exactly where they were.
Yeah, we thought that was one thing that could hurt you a little bit. The other thing was you did not want to kill the Patra in level 8 that you up 8 and left on, which had the magic boomerang, so we thought maybe you'd end up having to go back there at some point and look around.
Hello.
Hey guys.
GG's, 9 did have the vanilla setup, and that's kind of the only thing that you need not to happen to kind of get back into the race, given the slight deficit that you're facing into 9.
Yep, GG Stag. That was a rough one. You did great to get out ahead on that one.
Oh, thank you, GG's.
Yep, so the advantages early were overworld exploration for Nick has a game versus Stags28's dungeon knowledge and early heart container gains. So it was a chance to go find the white sword, but never really did find that early anyways. So I think Nick ended up getting there first. But the dungeon knowledge lead pretty much stayed up until Nick has a game decided to go through level 6 and find the second item that was on the floor, while Stags went ahead and just gambled that 9 would have silvers.
Yeah, I figured I needed to make a move, and I had to get lucky. So I'm glad that I did.
Speaking of lucky, we were very hopeful that 14 heart mags was a thing, because that would make us laugh a little bit at your decision to not spend the 13 or 14 seconds to walk down that stair.
Yep.
I don't know what's funnier, the fact that I didn't find mags, or the fact that I didn't find the wood sword. I'm looking at the cave it's in, right on my tracker. I never went to it.
Yeah, well, you found the 6th heart container, so I don't think that was too big an error at all. I mean, you might as well just go get the easier and better sword. The magical sword was 2 screens to the left of level 7, underneath the power bracelet spot.
You know,
Yep.
in my head, I was almost, before I went to 7 the last time, I said, I bet it's in that power bracelet spot 2 away. I should go check it. No time.
Was checked at 11, was no dice. Was checked at 13, and Stags won on that. Yeah, I think the magical sword Stags was probably the big ticket that kept your advantage the same length that it was going into 9 the rest of the way. I think Nick was kind of getting through most of the rooms except for the Triforce room at 7 pretty quickly, and was doing so with the white sword. But the magical sword upgrade that you got also allowed you to get through level 4 in one go to the Triforce room.
Yeah, I went out of my way to get to check the mags before going into 7 for the Triforce room.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most fun room to have to go fight, especially before you find the compass that's up in the northwestern part of the main part of 7. But I think you both took the death early in that room and had to find the compass to direct you back that way.
Yep. Stags, did you gamble on silvers in 9, or did you find every other item like I did?
I gambled on 9.
He was 50-50, I think, had the floor item in 6 and the floor item in 8 left.
Yep.
Yeah, I shouldn't have dug 6. I should have just grabbed the Triforce and left, but...
Well, at that point, we still hadn't seen silvers in 9, and we didn't know 6's item that was further in. So if that's silvers, completely different game, especially given how bad 9 ended up being with the staircases that were magical all over the place.
Yeah, I was so excited when I found where Ganon was, and then so unhappy when I realized what I had to do, and then ran out of bombs.
Yeah, you bombed back into the staircase room you used to get up into that segment, and I was like, oh man, that's the last bomb spent on a wall we probably didn't want to spend it on, but thankfully there were dark nuts in one room and Gibdo in the other, and you got to one of your global numbers you needed to with the second to last dark nut in the red dark nut room.
Yeah, and Magic Sword definitely helped with that too, because I was able to one-shot those, and I can't remember if that was happening for the White Sword, but it was very convenient.
Yeah, it was still a pretty close race. Level 9 could have really trolled, especially if the silvers were not found quite as early by Stags. But thankfully for you Stags, they were not too trolly like the rest of 9 was, so we had that knowledge in our back pocket and didn't have to leave, and at that point it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it seemed like 9 was a bottom half and top half thing. You just had to find the right staircase to get you into the top half.
Yep.
but still a couple more races definitely for both of you. I think Stags has quite a few. Nick has at least one more that I know of. So
Yep, I have one more.
It's a chance to get some more experience in, kind of play the randomizer some more, and maybe get more addicted like I have and end up playing it for years and years.
I'm well past addicted at this point.
Yeah, I have a problem.
And hey, all you Dragon Warrior guys, I'm coming for your game because I picked it up for the first time ever yesterday, and so I'm in a group full of DWR players, and
Do it. It's great. It's great. The more the merrier.
If you like math, it's a great game.
Math. I don't think I've ever played Dragon Warrior before, so I don't know anything about how it works.
I participated in a tournament over there. It's pretty fun, but it's definitely very math-oriented. You have to know what your numbers are to be able to fight stuff. But if you're interested in that kind of game, there's definitely some Discord links out there and some people that play it, so just gotta poke the people that play it and ask for an invite in, and they'll be sure to get you there.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a very easy game to learn, a very hard game to get really good at. I'm still working my way there. But I have the rest of my contingency later this week, so we're all kind of excited by this grouping.
Well, I look forward to watching some more of the Rookie Rumble here going forward. And speaking of watching it, I believe on SpeedGaming Prime at the moment we have 2% Chungus versus McMonkey. That just got underway, and then we'll have at least 2 more matches streamed later this evening. One at 9 p.m. Eastern, one at 10 p.m. Eastern on SpeedGaming 2 and SpeedGaming Prime, respectively. So some more Zelda 1 Randomizer Rookie Rumble action set to come on this day number 2 of races. Any final thoughts before we let you two go and go watch some more Zelda 1 Randomizer?
Yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun, and thanks Nick, GG's, and thanks Fury and Cobra, Huffpuff for pushing all the buttons and saying all the right things today.
yeah, thank you, Comms, and especially Tracker. I know you had a lot to track since we pretty much found everything. So,
thanks to both of you for putting on a good race, and Cobra, thanks for talking with me, and thanks to Huff again for tracking behind the scenes.
Welcome. This was pretty fun commenting for the first time. Definitely probably gonna do it again later.
Yep. But in the meantime, let's go see some more fireworks in the second of 4 games that are on the SpeedGaming family networks here. So I'm heading to SpeedGaming Prime, and so should you.